All right, guys. First thing we're going to talk about is Stellar Blade. I finally got to play it. I put 24 hours in. And let's talk about what this game is. On the Sony PlayStation's webpage, we have Reclaim Earth from humankind for humankind. The future of humanity hangs in the balance in Stellar Blade, an all-new story-driven action adventure on PlayStation 5. Ravaged by strange, powerful creatures, Earth has abandoned, and what is left of the decimated human race has fled to a colony in outer space. After traveling from the colony, 7th Airborne Squad member Eve arrives on the desolate remains of our planet with a clear-cut mission to save humankind by reclaiming Earth from the Natiba, the malevolent force that have devastated it. But as Eve tackles the Natiba one by one, piecing together the mysteries of the past and the ruins of human civilization, she realizes that her mission is far from straightforward. In fact, almost nothing is as it seems. Ooh. It's actually pretty, that's a good synopsis.
And a booty.
For what I played, yeah. Yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun with this game. It has great pacing, a lot of fun combat actions and stuff that goes on, and a lot of the things that you come in contact with and go and find. And I feel like it's all very charming in the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so the closest game that I can relate this to would be God of War 2018.
Okay.
Because it's very linear, but as you progress to like the second, third area, it becomes more open. And you have a lot of like places that you can go to, but it's not like overwhelmingly huge
Okay.
like you would expect maybe something like this to be.
So I just played the demo. It just felt very linear, but there's other
Yes.
like open spots you can go to. Like I could investigate a dead body, which will give me a code to unlock a safe, which I thought that was fun.
Yes.
That was interesting because
Yeah.
I would find a door safe or something like that, and it's just like, oh, you need a code. And I was like, where the fuck is the code?
Yeah.
And then like I find a dead body.
You always want to go
guard,
back. Yeah.
you go back and you explore. And I felt like it was more of the OG God of War way back in the day where, you know, you had a linear path, but you can beat off screen a little bit and run into like a corridor and you find something like that.
Yes.
But you're saying it's more like 2018 one where it's like, it's kind of open, but they still keep you on a linear path.
Yes. It might be more similar to the old God of War games. I never played them.
Oh.
So
okay.
that's the only one I can relate it to because I felt
that makes sense.
God of War is pretty big. Like each area is pretty big, and yeah, there's those little spots that you can go. You can find loot. You can find chests that have materials in them that you can use to upgrade stuff or build outfits. And I always felt like no matter where you go, like for me, that's what kind of keeps me going. Is like the world's not huge, but I know I can go here and there, and you can see little places that you can climb in certain areas or dive into like little caverns and stuff and find something cool.
That's a funny story. I just recently had a conversation with someone about this, is that, you know, linear games like this that still have like an open-ish aspect to it, the creators can make it more detailed and stuff like that. Unlike an open world like a Ubisoft game, there's detail to it, but there's not a great detail to it. You know what I mean? You can't detail a lot of little things like that. But I like that. That's cool. Can you compare the gameplay to something like? Because I played the demo.
Okay, yeah.
And I think I was comparing it more to Final Fantasy VII Remake a little bit, or the newest Final Fantasy
The 16?
game. Yeah, the 16.
Yeah. No, I think that's
Yeah,
I
you
agree
think
with that.
that's
Yeah, I heard a lot of people compare it to like Devil May Cry, and I was like,
Devil May
okay,
Cry,
yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good
yeah.
one.
No, so it's really fast paced, actually pretty in depth, especially when you get into like getting new the skill tree and stuff, and start getting more and more abilities. It gets really fun and crazy, and I feel like the way that it builds on each new element really opens up the gameplay. And I really didn't have a challenge until like 15, 16 hours into the game.
Oh, wow.
I felt like the way that the combat is laid out for you to grasp, and then the abilities given to you allow you to tackle basically anything at any point.
And are there difficulty settings
Yes.
that you can change? Okay.
There is actually a story mode.
Okay.
Only there's like I think story mode, easy, normal, and hard. I could be wrong. I just played the demo.
Yeah.
I usually just go for normal.
Yeah, normal
every time.
like every time. Yeah.
So yeah, I really didn't have a challenge with it.
Yeah.
But I think the way that everything's laid out, like it has great pacing and nothing overstays its welcome, which is a big thing. Because a lot of games kind of like, okay, you learned all these things, now do stuff for a while, and then you'll learn something else. And this, I felt like there was a good progression of like learning something new that always helped push you forward into the story. I never got bored. Like even with enemies, like there's a lot of different enemies that eventually pop up, and some of them you see from the beginning, you don't see till way later in the game. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like I remember this guy, but I haven't faced him in like
A while.
8 hours. So for me, that was like a big thing, and I love pacing, and this game for me has good pacing.
Question.
Go ahead.
Since we're going to like gameplay ish a little bit, did you not feel like it was not as fluid, the movements and stuff? Did you not feel like it was kind of stiff, especially with the climbing and all that jazz?
No, I didn't. I never felt that way.
There was a point in the demo where like I saw a region that I can jump to, so I jumped to it, and like it goes into like a cinematic of like jumping to a ledge and stuff, where I feel like I can just double jump and make over it. But no, it's going through like the motions, and I felt like that slowed me down a little bit. I was just like, that could be easily. I mean, it's like a foot tall. I can just jump to it, but no, I have to grab this ledge and go here. And then the combat for me felt stiff, and that's why I compare it a lot to the other Final Fantasy game, the newest one that came out, 16, right?
Yep.
Is that I felt like
Technically 7 now, but yeah.
okay, I felt like it was very stiff for me, and that's why I couldn't really vibe with it. I want to try the demo again before I purchase this game, because I love the environment that they're building in this game, and I love the protagonist in this game as well, because I find it interesting, especially how her blade comes out of her hair.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was so fucking cool. It's just, I don't know, I felt like it was still a little stiff. I don't know if it's the camera or what.
I think
or it's just the style of game.
I think there are some points where the game doesn't react to your controller,
Okay.
because there's this one I'm gonna call it a dodge, but basically the enemy glows blue and then your sword glows blue, and when you do that you hit forward dodge, and you were able to fly around to the back of the enemy and attack from there, and you have like an advantage. I recently that hasn't been working for me.
Okay.
Now, obviously, sometimes it's user error, but other times I'm like, I know I hit this. I've been doing this for like 20 hours. Like, why isn't this working now?
Yeah.
And so I think there is some hiccups in there, but I can't confirm that unless you know you do the whole like frame rate thing,
Yeah.
input lag.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, that there's a lot of these games that are not like mainline games. Do you have hitbox issues or whatever?
Yes,
so
yeah. But yeah, I think you get a lot of those.
PS5, right?
Yeah, PS. Well, it's only on PS5.
It's only on
yeah.
PS5. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, like the combat is super fun, especially when you start getting the hang of it and getting those moves down and finding the things you want. Like even because you have a light attack, heavy attack, and you can do different combos with just those two buttons. And there's a lot of different ones that you eventually figure out and stuff. There's one where you hit a few times and then like you jump in the air and you twirl, like I guess on the y-axis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like, bah, 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 bah. And it does this. For me, it did a lot of damage, and I was like, this is awesome. So I know there's actual combos. I never looked them up. I just kind of just go at it, just mashing buttons. I'm like, dude, this. Every time I'm fighting, I'm like learning out something new, and I'm like, this is so fun.
Is there a portion, because I know a lot of games do this, where you can go into like a training
Yes.
area where you can just like practice these combos,
Yeah.
like in the
That's
menu,
nice.
or like you have to
So
go to
you have to go to your skill tree, and from there you can
like
practice
that's
different
good.
stuff.
I
Oh,
guess
that's
I missed
good,
that
yeah.
part out of
Yeah,
the demo.
but I felt like when I was playing the demo, when I did that, because they show you how to do the dodge to jump behind the person,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it in the freaking
I couldn't do it
in the
either.
demo. Like it wasn't working.
Yeah, it
But
wasn't
then you go
working for me.
outside and it's like, oh, it was working now.
Weird.
So I didn't know if there's an issue with the demo. It's probably something that's been patched at
Yeah,
this
of course.
point since it's already out. But like I said, I always felt like I could always take on any enemy. Like they're camps, just like in Dark Souls. So you go up to this camp and there's like a soda machine, and you put a coin in, and that like unlocks the camp. Then you have a place to rest. And then if you get to like the big camp, it gives you a place to upgrade your weapon. You can upgrade how much health potions that you can carry, and other health vials that you can use. Right now I got 7. You start with 3. Those things become invaluable.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Dear God.
And then you can upgrade one other thing. I forget what it is. But those camps are scattered like throughout so often. Like if you go and sit down, it replenishes your health. So like always felt like I was ready to take on a challenge. You know, Dark Souls, you go and you walk around, and you kind of like, I really gotta watch out and really manage my inventory, plus where I'm going, who I'm battling, figure that out. And there's a lot of like die, repeat, and there's a lot of like traversal of like, okay, I died 10 minutes into this area, so now I have to like start over, figure out all these characters. And I know a lot of people like that. For me, it was always kind of a detriment because I would get frustrated easily, and I would not like that. Here, there's enough camps scattered about, so if you die, you can come back to the camp, and you can replenish your health potions.
But
more
also,
often.
those enemies respawn. That's
true.
Okay, so I was about to ask, does that still have that same mechanic?
Yes.
Yes.
That part annoyed me a little bit through the demo because I like cleared out a set and I was just like, what is this? And I found a campsite and I was just like, let me sit here at the camp because I was trying to figure out the game, you know? And then I did that and I went back to that one area that I was in and then all the enemies spawned back. And I'm like, God dang it. I just chilled out.
I hate that feature of like Dark Souls games, and they brought in a Jedi Survivor too, and I'm like, I don't want this to happen to me.
You eventually find phones throughout the world that allow you to fast travel.
Oh, okay.
So the bigger camps already have the phones connected, and they have smaller camps that just have the soda machine, which allows you to buy different health stuff to replenish your inventory. But as you progress in the game, you get this stuff stored in your they store it somewhere, and then if you go and replenish your vials of health at a campfire, those replenish for you automatically. So you don't have to always like keep buying all this because they have like a health bag that lets you regenerate a big amount of health. They have this other health vial that allows you to heal over time.
Yeah.
And then you get one that you throw on the ground. It's like a
area of
effect healing.
And all those like vials and stuff like that, you have to go in and equip them to your quick slot.
They should automatically equip once you buy them.
Once you buy them.
Yes.
Can you?
Because I thought you had to rotate out.
No.
Still.
Yeah. That's like one of the quality of life things. Like you don't have to go into an inventory and be like, oh, what don't I have? What do I need to grab with me? Like it automatically. Like there's only so much that you can carry.
Yeah,
and
of
that always replenishes every time you go.
Do you only have one type of health potion equipped at a time, or can you use any of the three at any time?
Yeah, so you have to switch them out.
You have to switch
Yeah,
them.
you have to.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. You have to like switch them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you have grenades and other throwables. So they have like a concussion grenade you can throw down that like staggers an enemy. You eventually get a mine and a few other things, which I really don't use too much. But I'm trying to get the hang of using them more. It's just something I don't
Is there
use.
any stealth to this game?
So no, but there are backstabs like they have in Dark Souls.
Oh, okay.
So you can run up behind an enemy, and eventually, I think you have to unlock this. You hit triangle if they don't see you, and you can do an instant takedown.
Yeah, because like in the demo, I was running across and there was an enemy below me, and they were like doing the tutorial stuff still, and you could like backstab them from above.
Yeah,
I was
there's
just like,
aerial
maybe
takedown.
aerial takedown. And I was just like, oh, maybe there's like a little bit of like stealth to this game, but I didn't get that far into it to figure it out. So I was wondering about that.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that really help you progress in the game, because if you just wait long enough, like every enemy has a path, especially in the more open areas, so you can kind of just wait until they have their back turned, and you run up to them and kill them.
Okay.
And so I felt like instead of taking every monster on every time you see them, like it's a great way to just like progress and keep moving forward. And even if you have to backtrack, it's not like a huge disadvantage to have to do it all over again. And then, sometimes you're just not feeling it and you get wiped out and you have to use all your health vials.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like the combat's pretty simple. You also get 4 abilities called beta abilities.
Yeah.
And every time you attack or every time you perfect dodge,
It increases.
and when you actually parry, there's a parry action in here. It allows you to increase your beta energy, which allows you to use the 4 different skills that you have.
Okay.
And so those have been really awesome.
It's just
with
like
the
the
skill tree.
the Spider-Man thing, where you
Yes.
get enough combos or get enough like quick dodges, it builds up your meter.
Right.
And you can, in Spider-Man, you can either use it to heal yourself, or you can
Use it for
use a
executing
takedown, or use
combos.
it for your combo. Yeah.
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 So the same thing
special
here.
ability.
It's a lot of fun. Those are a lot of fun to use.
Yeah.
And in the skill tree, you start off with like 3 different skill tree sections, and one of them is for these special abilities, and you can upgrade them to do like multiple attacks in one. So like, there's one like a cross slash, so you can like it does it twice.
Yeah.
Basically, doing more damage. One's like a range that you can throw, and you can do three of those by the time you fully upgrade it. So it allow you to do a lot of different combos and stuff. And so I think for me, it's just like it's not super complicated.
Yeah.
It's like do the thing, upgrade the thing, and you can do cooler things. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't feel. I feel like my character is still stiff. I don't know why. Whenever I'm playing it, it just feels very stiff and very like Dark Soulsy.
Yeah.
Almost.
I want to say I felt like that the first time.
Yeah.
And then when I
But
went
once you
back and
started
played it again,
playing
I was
it,
like, okay, I'm starting to get the hang of
Okay.
what's going on here. I think one time through is just not enough to.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I
still
agree
have
with that.
the demo, so
Yeah.
I'm still going to try it out again because I need something else to play. Did you feel like the story was getting like rushed through? Because that opening scene in the demo, just like crashing in and just going to town, like
Yes.
I have no fucking clue what's going on.
Yes.
I just go attack.
That's one of the things I don't like about the story. I mean, the story is not the best.
Okay.
I think there are very interesting moments in it as you progress to find out like the hidden secrets of what happened to humanity.
Yeah.
And the aliens that are attacking Earth, and who you are actually. But yeah, there were points where it's just like, cut. Okay, we're not here now. We're over here.
We're over here.
And now we're talking about something. And there's a lot of just like cutting and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not as fluid as God of War would be.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't think the story allows for it. I mean, again, it's not the most interesting story of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think given like what's here, what's the gameplay is supposed to be about, like it all makes sense. And I think there are a lot of interesting moments. Like there's some good, like, oh shit, like this revelation that has been revealed is like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I know some people don't really like the voice acting, but
Oh, that didn't bother me.
I didn't bother me either. Like some of it's very flat, a lot of it's very flat.
Oh yeah.
But given that with me, I feel like when you hear, because everyone here has like a British accent except for the male character. Actually, not all of them. All the main there's Eve and then her other companion you eventually find. They have British accents, and for me, like I feel like if you're talking British, like it doesn't matter what kind of inflection you're given. Like I just enjoy that.
Yeah.
And so the other guy is really dry because he has more of like an American accent, in my opinion. And so he's very flat the whole time. But other than that, like I think it was enjoyable for the most part, and I didn't really have problems with it.
And the artwork's beautiful. Like
Yes.
I'm curious to know what the original voices sound like for this game. Because it says its native language is Korean, so I'm curious if it was just the English dubbing that they just picked
I
the wrong
think
group
so.
or something like that. You
I
know,
wonder
if
if there's
I don't
an
know if they picked it
option to
wrong.
just have subtitles
yeah,
for it
I'm sure you could.
because
probably.
They usually have that.
And the one thing I can't get over, like her hair is a big iconic point in this game.
Yeah.
Well, not like it's just iconic to her
long as
character. It's
shit.
long as shit, but it looks like shit to me.
Oh,
It's
really?
very stringy.
Yeah,
You know?
Bad idea. Yeah, it's a little much sometimes, but I really didn't feel like it got in the way too much. Like sometimes if you stop in the world and you like you kind of twist and it kind of flings around
Flings
you,
around,
and
yeah.
you can kind of see like it goes through the character
It's
model
like
a few
she's
times.
losing her hair almost. You know, like she has this long string of hair that she's slowly losing.
What's the deal with the little robot guy?
Oh, so that's so the main guy Adam or your first companion Adam. This is his little robot, and he helps you traverse the world and gives you information and can scan the world for
like
you.
Lemire.
So
I find it so interesting that's become like a
Here we go again.
a game like mechanic. It's like you got a little. So I feel like it started
works.
with Dinklebot
Oh,
and
yeah.
Destiny, and then
it started with Guilty Spark, technically.
I don't even know what that was. What game
That's
is that?
Halo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
You know
He's
what?
like the first iteration.
it's true.
I mean, I'm sure it's before that.
yeah.
I understand why games do this because in the lull moment, you want the character to talk to someone and keep things going, right? But what I enjoyed was like how Arkham did it. Was that you'll hear Batman's inner thoughts?
Oh,
as he's
yeah, that
going
was
through and
sick.
Playing through, but no, I get it. I get why you have a little companion. You
What time period is this game set in?
know,
This is
the 1700s?
Is it? Okay.
No, I don't know.
No, it's in the future.
Yeah, but I mean, because it's like it looks future, but it also it
So
looks.
these are the ruins of humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
like
everyone's
okay.
moved into space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's back down on Earth. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So yeah, with Dinklebot,
Dinklebot.
you can scan the area, and so it kind of like it goes through walls at for a certain length. So
Yeah.
you can see if there's like a crate nearby
Enemies.
or something special. Yeah, enemies too, and it really helps you kind of get the sense, and you don't miss anything. But again, it only goes so far. So for you to explore and start using that to your advantage really helps out and pays off. Like finding different materials that you need to upgrade stuff, and
Or prep
yes,
to fight up against. Because that's what I used it for whenever I was playing the demo. I scanned through a wall because I saw an opening somewhere that I can get to because I saw a chest. And I scanned it, and there was like a shit ton of enemies in there. So I try to plan out my attacks on how I want to go about that.
Yeah.
So I think it even gave you the enemy type, right? Like what type of enemy it was, or
I don't-
like what the name of the enemy was, or something.
probably. I just didn't look at that because I already just know from their
From their
silhouette
silhouette.
that they give you, and I'm like, okay, that's that enemy. So, but yeah, eventually you learn more skills. There's another set of specials that you get on top of the ones you have already, and then eventually you learn an ultimate form, which I won't get into because it's part of the story.
Okay.
But it is cool. It's like just having an ultimate, and you can do a bunch of damage, different moves, and obviously the more you attack, this meter that you have goes down and down until you run out of it. So there's a lot of different things that start opening up over time, which for me was awesome because like again, nothing gets old. Everything, there's always something new around the corner, especially with the levels, like going and searching for stuff. I just felt that awesome. Especially when you go and search for stuff, you find new outfits, which there's a lot of awesome outfits.
Yeah,
in
there's a
here.
shit ton.
I don't know how many total, but
Do the outfits do any advantage?
they do not. They're all
They're
cosmetic.
just cosmetic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, you go to certain vendors, especially in Zion. Zion's like the hub world in the beginning. There's some vendors there, and you could buy earrings, you could buy glasses, you can buy.
The earrings give you buffs.
No, they're all cosmetic.
Cosmetic.
I thought that was
think
cool
that's
at
it.
Forspoken. I think it was like your bracelets or your earrings or whatever.
Your-
like gave you
your nails.
your nails.
Painting
Yeah.
nails.
I feel like that would have been awesome here to have
Yeah.
that, but you do have an exoskeleton technically. I don't know the right term for it, but there's two tiers. There's like one tier that allows you to put two like overall buffs. Like the one I was using for a long time was my combo attacks would get extra damage to it.
Okay.
And another one was I had shields plus my healing would, if I healed, it would allow me to have extra damage to my attacks for
Yeah.
a short time. So that was nice. And then you could put, there's like a subset of that where you can put like 4 different other ones on there to help boost certain things, like have more ammo or something for your gun. Because Dinglebot has, you eventually use him. You eventually use him as a long range weapon. So he has guns. So you can
was
have a
gonna say, is there-
shotgun. You can
okay.
have a normal, just like pea shooter, and then
So
he
it's
has
almost like Bayonetta.
yeah.
Well, it's interesting because like I was thinking it was like Bayonetta, but it's so much slower than I thought it was actually.
super slow.
Yeah, it's definitely more God of War vibe. And what other game do you think you would compare it to outside of God of War, like combat
Devil
style?
May Cry.
Think so?
That's still
Yeah.
fast paced.
Yeah, I feel like Devil May
is.
Cry is pretty
That's why I
fast.
compared it to Final Fantasy almost.
Okay.
Not just because of the
Yeah,
style, just
yeah.
because of the
It's almost just a button masher, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But you have to be smart about some of the stuff.
Yeah.
But for most enemies, you can button mash.
In
That's
a
what I
weird
do.
way, it kind of reminds me of Forspoken. Like it's like a better. It's like what?
way better.
Like a better
Yeah,
version
yeah.
of Forspoken kind of thing. It's like
I see that.
But I feel like so, I mean it's a similar. I don't know. It's just there's some interesting relationships to the two that I'm seeing a lot of. But yeah, it
Yeah, I
seems
just-
cool.
I think overall, it's just a really fun game. Like you don't get super invested with the characters and stuff, but I just think the overall like gameplay, it is kind of flashy. It is a little bit of eye porn here and there, and if you don't want anything that's too complicated with combat wise, like I feel like this is a great game. Like you're not gonna get hung up too often.
Yeah.
Especially if you just take your time to like understand what the combat is and how to use certain elements to your advantage. And you find these campfires everywhere, like you're good to go. Like it doesn't hinder you from moving forward like Dark Souls. would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just playing the demo didn't hook me like I was hoping. That's my complaint. I might go back to it and give it another try. But
Do you think it's easy to jump into this and play like short doses, or do you think you got
Yes.
to put okay?
Yes, definitely.
So I could like have a 15-minute playthrough and be fine if I wanted to. Okay.
See, I'm enjoying myself so much. I kind of want to do everything. So I'm
Yeah.
looking for every nook and cranny and seeing how I can get here and how I get there.
is there any side quests?
There are. So once you get to Zion, there's like a board you find that has a bunch of quests.
Okay.
And so the first big open area is the wasteland.
Yeah.
And so you get those quests, you go to the wasteland, you're doing the main quest, and then you have all these side quests that you can complete. You go back, and as you complete those side quests, more and more start popping up. And eventually the story's like, we got to go to another location.
Okay.
And then that board opens missions for the next location. So
Yeah.
you go and complete that, you come back, and Zion's like the hub world where you do all that stuff.
So the cosmetics are just the outfits are just for cosmetic, but what
Yes.
about your like equipment and stuff? Can you like unlock a better sword? Or
So
anything?
no, you keep the same sword the whole time,
just
but you
upgrade
you find certain materials that allow you to upgrade and do more damage.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
but your exosuit has up to 6 different slots to actually equip
it.
different stuff
Yeah.
to make you better, play a certain
Yeah.
way.
Very simple.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's very tight and very fun, and some parts are challenging. Like I got to the point where I'm like, oh, this surely is a place I can climb and go look for something new, and I'm just killing myself over and over for nothing. But
that's
it's fun.
fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, and then the environmental like climbing and stuff is very like you'll miss it
Yes.
as well.
They got
that's
they got
annoying.
the yellow everywhere, man.
They have yellow, but some of it's just like you'll run past it and not even realize it.
Yes.
I found that out very quickly.
So in the wasteland, there's a lot of go complete this main objective and then and there's a side objective, but you're in there quite a bit, so you start to notice like all the places you can climb and like where to go and how to get to places, and you find some good stuff, and you want to. And I've gotten to the point where I have so much material, I'm not even using it all. I mean, a lot of it is I feel like it's for the outfits, like building the outfits.
Building outfits.
But, like I don't want all the outfits.
I don't know. Huh?
And
You have to
find-
craft the outfits.
You have to craft them.
Oh,
yeah.
that's interesting.
This is what this material is used for.
Okay.
I mean, along with other stuff, but yeah, I just like I have so much stuff. I have so much money too. You get so much money from completing side quests, and you can use that to buy outfits or other cosmetics and stuff. Or if you
Or
go
resources, I'm assuming for potions and gun
Yes.
ammo.
you could buy that from the vending machines, and then in the vending machines out, you can also buy ammo,
Yeah.
which is quite a bit of money. But again, I feel like I'm super equipped to take on anything and do whatever I want. So the game isn't holding you back. It
Okay.
isn't making you think,
It's not like a survival.
how do
game.
I use the money I have
Yeah.
to buy this stuff so I can progress? And
Simplified.
yeah, so it's really fun. I don't know if it's going to get Game of the Year, but it's definitely one of my favorite games this year.
I'm happy for it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
I need to jump back into the demo before I make a purchase. But yeah,
I mean,
I want to like this game.
when we were covering it, the demo had like how many hundreds of thousands of people playing?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, it was just the demo. So
Yeah.
I'm happy for this game. I know a lot of people cancel their pre-orders so they can get the deluxe edition of this game, and that's awesome because that was like an extra $10, I believe, to get the deluxe edition. You got some goodies and stuff. I think you get a jump start with perk points, so you can level up your person a little more.
Okay.
And if you get the game after playing the demo, it allows you to start off from where you left off
Where
in
you
the
left
demo.
off. Oh, that's good.
I know.
I like that.
So because in the demo there was a part where it's like, "Hey, you saved me," and there's like a little montage of like black and white moving.
Bullshit.
Yeah, and I was like, surely that's just a placeholder for something, but I think it's not
Okay.
because there's some moments in the game like the way that it just like progresses in the story, it just like skips from we're over here to we're over there. It's just I don't know. I guess the budget had to be cut somewhere. I don't know. But again, it's not the best story in the world, so take it for what it is. It's
So
a
the
bunch of fun.
gameplay's there.
Yep.
Okay. Well, nice.
That's it, y'all.
It's got a 9.3 user score on Metacritic, which is pretty awesome.
Man,
That's like very high.
that's like Game of the Year material right there.
The critic reviews is 82.
Okay.
I mean, so far, what's been out that's game of the year potential
Helldivers.
besides Helldivers?
yeah.
Helldivers.
Single player adventure story game.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably
Suicide
honestly
Squad.
Suicide
the best one because, like, I mean, Dragon's Dogma. I don't feel like. I mean, I think a lot of people are like still like Final Fantasy
That is
VII
crazy.
Rebirth.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy.
That is a huge game, and like,
I feel like you don't. I
Silence.
don't hear much about it. Yeah,
well, because they were making people pay to fast travel.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, what?
See the videos of the people trying to get past doing that by doing other things. You need to look it up. It's really funny.
Okay.
Cool.
But yeah, there it is, guys. Hope you guys like it. Go check it out. The demo's free, so play
Yeah.
that. See what you
Play
think.
the demo.
Play it twice. I feel like you'll like it better the second time.
I'm gonna play it again.